So one of the things that's happened recently with AI is software like ours have these AI tools built in that kind of eliminate the need for integrations that businesses might have used in the past. So, in the past, with our software, we might have integrated with this marketing group or that marketing group or this, hardware chain or whatever.
Hmm.
And we did those integrations because that's how the retailer and the wholesaler connected through an integrated platform. But because of AI, we can read pretty much any invoice, whether it's a PDF or a spreadsheet or, in whatever form. Many suppliers now will accept purchase orders in almost any form, and their AI tools will read those in. So those
Hmm.
linkages that previously relied on integrations, now we're in a situation where, in a world of AI, so much of that is so much easier. And I would imagine you see that with some of the people you talk to who previously thought, oh, I've got to have this software because that connects with this supplier, but no longer is that necessary.
Yeah, you're spot on. Yeah, 5 or so years ago, we'd try and reach out to as many suppliers as possible to create, EDR file links, between those. But as you mentioned, our invoice import facility alone basically turns any invoice into an electronic invoice. So that sort of negates, having to have those relationships with, suppliers. And we're in so many different industries. So it was sort of hard trying to reach out to all of the main suppliers in those industries. So, yeah, you're absolutely spot on. That's just the invoicing side of things, but we're seeing it with, marketing and yeah, a heap of other things within the
And
software.
purchase orders too. We can generate a purchase order, which a lot of the wholesaler systems using AI could easily read in.
Yeah, yeah, correct. Yeah.
So I do
Yep.
think these days of, or the days of um, wholesaler specific or industry specific integrations, I think those days are very much numbered.
Yeah, yeah, I'd agree with that. Yeah. Yep.
And that can be a good thing because one, it gives retailers more choice about the point of sale software they're using. And secondly, it's just smarter use of technology because the more we're using AI for those kind of everyday repetitive tasks in our businesses, the more
Yeah.
we're able to save the labor cost, we reduce the mistakes, all of that goes. And the thing with an integration, let's say our software connects with wholesaler XYZ, that's something that we have to maintain and they have to maintain. And both those ends of that work have a cost. Whereas if we're relying on AI to do the work, we're eliminating that cost.
That's exactly the point I was going to bring up. Generally, it keeps the cost down of the software just because, yeah, we're not having to maintain those links. So, yeah,
Yeah.
you're spot on. Yeah.
So just kind of sort of rounding this out and talking more broadly about AI. We first delivered embedded AI tools back in 2023. Here we are heading towards mid 2026. I know what's coming down the line and some pretty awesome stuff. And it's such a rapidly changing area, you know, and I guess this is a bit sales pitchy, but you know, if I was a retailer, I would not want to be using POS software that doesn't have embedded AI tools. It's such a basic thing nowadays.
Absolutely. And I'm glad you said the word embedded. I was speaking to a customer earlier this week and showing her the invoice arrival facility. And yeah, with her system, she was like, "Oh, yeah, we were promised that. The way we do it is we upload this file and we click this button, and it all of a sudden this website pops up, and I'm out of the software, and uh, you know, yeah. At the same time, they're also pitching the same embedded tool. So
But it's not
well, they
embedded.
might pitch. Well, they might. Yeah. Well, they might pitch embedded. It's certainly not. It's taking you to different web browsers and doing certain things, and then you sort of
Yeah.
got to go back to the software and do what you need to achieve. So, yeah, when we say embedded, it's absolutely within the software.
And our customers can choose which platform they use. They can choose Gemini, ChatGPT, or Anthropic
Absolutely.
from
Yeah.
within the software. So they're
Yeah.
choosing which LLM they're going to be using.
Yeah, correct. Yeah, and that's good because we're obviously talking about the invoice arrival facility, but we've got 7 or 8 other AI tools within the software. So different LLMs work well with different things.
Yep.
Blog posts might be good for Gemini or something like that, whereas ChatGPT might be good for reading invoices.
Yep. So when you're talking to, and just struck me, when you're talking to, say, a small business retailer about the AI tools, I would imagine sometimes you'll be talking to somebody who's like, oh, AI is too hard. It's not for me. I don't know how to use it. How do you deal with that sort of situation?
Um, yeah, it's funny. It's definitely coming more and more to, people absolutely wanting to see it. I reckon not even 4, 6 months ago, everyone had that reaction that you had. Um, but it just comes back to that, embedded word. We've essentially done the work within the software for them. All they need to do is, click a couple of buttons and the software does the rest. They're not needing to sort of be familiar with AI. They're
They don't
not,
know how to. They don't need to know how to prompt, for example.
no, exactly right. Like, we've literally just created a button and, they go into different parts of the software, click the button and AI does the rest for them. So, yeah, while they might be a bit sort of daunted at the start, they definitely come around to it.
Yep. Okay. All right. Thank you.
That's right.